Hi there, welcome. It is the Nisha Jackson Show. I'm not Nisha, that's Nisha. And we are in a beautiful resort in Arizona. So at any moment, there could be drilling. I mean, there's guys working all over the place. On the roof.
Fixing some tiles.
Yeah, weed
air
whacking.
Conditioning. Yeah, planting flowers.
Obviously, they do not know how important I think I am, or they would stop that stuff. But they aren't. So just bear with us. We appreciate it. Good show for you. Before we get there, I want to remind you to please go to nishajackson.com and also hit the subscribe button and share the show with everybody. And what else? Also, take Brand X.
Yes, and one thing that I was just encouraging Rusty to try to help me with is I get emails from people that know how to contact me and know how to get in touch with our medical practices to ask questions, and I'm getting lots and lots of questions every week, but I'd like to get more. I'd like to hear from you guys about things that you might be wanting to know, or maybe a show that you would like me to do. So if you want to do that, you can send an email to info@nishajackson.com. And I'll read it, and I can prepare a show. Most topics,
okay.
They're not crazy.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah,
I mean, don't you get
NishaJackson.com.
Here's a question I have, and it has nothing to do with this show that we're going to get to. I mean, everywhere you go, it hurts when I do this, or everybody's asking you questions all the time, right? They want free medical advice. Does that drive you nuts?
Well, I don't think they really think of it as free medical advice. I think they look at it like, wow, I have her in front of me. I'm going to ask her because she sort of has, maybe a different opinion on things.
Right, but don't you in the back of your mind go,
no, I like it.
They should give me a check for
I like it. If I don't like it, I usually just leave.
Okay. So, as she gets up and walks away from me now.
That's when you know you've gone too far. Too many questions. No, I like it. That's what I was put on this earth to do.
I like that.
A different perspective.
All right. So today we're talking a little bit about energy and getting up in the morning and how to do that the right way.
Yes. So many people today, and I know this is not just reflective of our times now, although I think that's, our times right now, what's happening in the world is not helping this situation. But energy and fatigue lack of energy and having fatigue have been issues, medically speaking, for many, many decades. In fact, it's the number one reason why people come to the medical office is they just feel exhausted. They feel fatigued. They don't have energy. And so I thought it would be good to do a two-part show on how you can improve your circadian rhythm of energy, because there is a rhythm of energy. There's a cycle that we have. It's a 24-hour cycle. And how to improve that cycle so you can sleep better at night, which will be show number 2. And today's show, what you can do in the morning that gets you going for your day and gets your energy up, and it doesn't derail your energy. So I want to talk today about common things that people do in the morning that derail their energy.
Okay, now I think I can save us a lot of time. I mean, no offense, you have all this scientific information. Here's how you do it.
Okay, how's that?
Coffee, sugar.
No sugar.
Done.
No sugar. And we're going to talk about your little glucose meter that he's now all into. We're going to talk about that on another show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's like the worst thing you can do is start sugar in the morning. But
orange juice.
That is one of my points. But one of the things that I've noticed, certainly staying at people's homes over the years and interacting with people that I know, is they often get up in the morning and they don't open up their curtains. They don't turn on the lights. I think they just think, well, I don't want it to be too harsh, so I don't want to turn the lights on. I want to open up the curtains or open up the blinds. But it's the best thing you can do is open up the blinds and let the light in. It's what actually tells your brain to wake up. So if you're feeling kind of hungover, not necessarily, real hungover, but hungover like you're just really groggy and you can't get going, it's probably because your brain hasn't been told to wake up, which is the same issue that we have at night when you have too much light in your eyes. You're on your computer screen and all that, and you can't. Your brain doesn't know it's time to go to sleep because it's like it's light out. So if you just follow the light cycle, in fact, some people say that the best way to have good energy during the day is wake up with natural light coming into your room. That would require certain times of the year to be waking up much earlier than other times of the year, but that is kind of the natural cycle. So don't stay in the dark when you wake up in the morning. Get out of bed, open up the blinds, turn on the lights, and let your brain know that it's time to wake up and engage.
Now, I just sit there every night, every morning, and just alarm goes off, snooze. Alarm goes off, snooze. 5, 6, 7 of those.
Yeah.
Is that the way to go?
Yeah. So that's another one of my points is that a lot of people think if I can just get 15 more minutes, if I can just get 10 more minutes of sleep, I know that I'm going to feel better during the day. Wrong. Research has shown that if you hit the snooze button, if you choose to hit the snooze button, you will feel more groggy. And they're also finding now that people that hit the snooze button actually eat more calories during the day. So that might be something to think about there. Yeah.
Okay. Don't follow my advice.
Yes. Oregon Health Sciences University is one of the universities in the U.S. that has done a tremendous amount of sleep research and circadian rhythm research, which is the sleep cycle, sleep-wake cycle. And one of the things I learned many, many years ago when I got a master's degree through OHSU, and I worked with one of the professors that was involved in a lot of the sleep research, she said one of the best things you can do to improve your natural rhythms, but also improve your energy, is to get up at the same time every single day. Your body uses less energy if you go to sleep at the same time and you wake up at the same time. And so I know that's difficult for some people because they like to sleep in on the weekends, or they get this idea that, hey, Thursday I don't have to be to work till late, or so many people are working from home now, so they say, oh, I'm going to sleep in on Thursday or Wednesday or whatever, or they change their hours that they wake up. It's really causing more fatigue during the day if you're changing your wake time each morning.
So even if I change it just for the weekends, that still messes things up.
Right. So you just have to know that if you decide, which I'm kind of still in favor of sleeping in on the weekends, because some people actually can get even more sleep on the weekends, which I think recovery sleep is important. But just know that come Monday morning, if you're on a weekday weekend cycle where you sleep in on the weekends, come Monday morning, that's probably why you're tired. So a lot of people say, I just feel terrible on Mondays. Well, it's because they changed their sleep cycle on the weekends and probably ate and drank a bunch of stuff they shouldn't have. And then come Monday morning, they're really, it's really hitting them.
Okay.
So that's another thing that I think is a problem for most people. And I would say there's a lot of people, probably most people don't wake and go to sleep and wake up at the same time.
No.
Yeah. So,
I try to keep, I'm at my peak waking up at 10 a.m. and going to bed, I'm good in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's about it. My day is, no.
I'm like, what?
Okay, not all the jokes work,
Okay, shooting out of bed quickly in the morning.
Yes,
worst
is that good?
idea.
Really?
Worst idea. Do not bolt out of bed. Okay, let's start with the alarm. If you want to try to improve your natural stress rhythms, you want to, in the morning, have an alarm that goes off that doesn't scare the crap out of you. So something that's not super loud and super alarming, because what that does is it sends off the stress signals. So ideally, you would have an alarm that would go off that's more gentle. It still wakes you up, but it's more gentle.
It's funny you mentioned that. I have an Amazon Echo 5, which has got a screen in it.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes before the alarm goes off, it starts lighting up and slowly brightens up, and then the alarm goes off.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. That's one of your better ideas.
All right, I got one.
I like that. So yes, gently waking up. But then what you want to do when you're ready to get out of bed is roll over and sit on the side of the bed for just a couple seconds. Take a deep couple breaths, collect your thoughts. Do not bolt out of bed and run to the bathroom. The reason why that is, and it doesn't matter if this has never happened to you in the past, because it still could happen to you in the future. When you sit on the side of the bed and you let the blood flow go to your legs gently, and you're able to kind of keep your head intact, because what happens is when you bolt out of bed, all of your blood rushes to your legs. Not all of your blood, but a large volume of blood rushes to your legs, and it can leave you lightheaded. This is one of the main reasons why people fall and have injuries in the middle of the night, is because their equilibrium is off, their balance is off, because their blood is running to their legs. So people don't think about these things. They just don't think about them until something bad happens. So share that with your family and friends or grandparents or whoever is used to bolting out of bed, because it's not good, and it can happen at any age. So it's not just the elderly.
Right.
So just give yourself a couple of seconds to sort of get yourself together. Skipping coffee in the morning is never a good idea. This is my favorite point. Coffee is a way to actually improve the stress rhythms, but not too much coffee. So if you have more than 2 to 3 cups in the morning, you're probably gonna plummet your cortisol, which you actually need some cortisol to get out of bed and get going. So don't have too much coffee, but coffee or caffeinated beverages without sugar, no sugar. Because sugar will cause an imbalance in your glucose levels and cause you to feel more fatigued by 10 a.m. So don't do that. But caffeine can actually wake up your brain and send a good amount of cortisol into your system to get you going. So that's one of my favorite ones.
Okay. That's good. I mean, Nisha Jackson's never going to fight against coffee. That's never going to happen.
I'm never going to present any bad information that has ever come out about coffee.
Okay.
Ditching your workout. So you told me this morning you got up and you did your 10-mile.
I did.
Cycle ride.
Yes. Yeah. 10.5 miles.
10.5 miles. Research shows that people who work out in the morning, this does not apply to afternoon or evening, just people that work out in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, will burn up to 200% more calories than if they worked out at any other time.
That's good.
Number 2, these people often go on to be long-term exercisers because the habit is easier to get a hold of and maintain if you do it first thing in the morning. And the worst thing you could do, this is another one of my points, but I'm going to combine it in here. The worst thing you can do is get out of bed, and I've been guilty of this way too many times, getting out of bed and looking at your phone. You're on the toilet and you're looking at your phone. Or you go into the kitchen to make coffee and then you said, I'm just going to check a few emails. And an hour and a half later, now you're late for work and you can't work out.
Right.
So this is a really bad idea because what it does is when you check emails in the morning before you actually go to work or before you actually start working or tending to whatever you need to do during the day, it causes a sense of anxiety and a sense of urgency that you're not doing what you should be doing. All of these reminders start coming in of all the things that you need to do during the day. It's not going to set your day right. The perfect way to wake up in the morning would be gently with the alarm, having a cup of coffee, doing a little short meditation, setting your intentions for the day, making your plan for the day, and then exercising. Then getting ready and going to work and checking your emails.
And then a big stack of chocolate chip pancakes.
No pancakes. No sugar in the morning. I love intermittent fasting, so we're not going to talk about breakfast
Yes.
in the morning, even though some people feel that's a good idea.
You don't like it.
That's no breakfast.
So you've missed that. Intermittent fasting is a big thing with you.
Intermittent fasting is a big thing with me for most people, but not everybody can do it. So those would be my things that you can do in the morning that would be really helpful for you to set your intentions for the day, have more energy during the day, not be hitting the wall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're not doing these things in the morning, you're probably experiencing fatigue or overeating during the day. I call it mindless eating, where people just feel so tired that they just start eating. So it's very difficult to be productive, to be successful, to control your weight, and to control your energy if you're not paying attention and tending to your morning activities. So mind your morning. That's my suggestion for today.
That's a good one.
Mind your morning.
This is a good show. I learned stuff on this one.
Manage your morning.
Manage your morning. You manage your morning. And also manage your likes and your subscriptions. And also, if you've got questions, send an email to info@nishajackson.com. Nisha's going to read those emails and maybe make a show out of your question. So
that's right.
We'd sure appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button, the notification button, and also, if you'd please go to nishajackson.com. We appreciate you. More great shows coming. Don't miss them. Thank you very much for being here. Until next time, I'm Rusty Humphries. She's Nisha Jackson, and this is The Nisha Jackson Show.